everybody, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. My name is Libby, and today I thought I would talk about something that haunts me on the daily with my anxiety, and that's how it costs me money. So I have some examples for you, and let me know if you've got any. I'm curious if there are any people out there who have their own things, or sharing my pain and tell me all the ways you've spent money because of your anxiety in an effort to try to make yourself less anxious about a situation. The first one that comes to mind for me is on my wedding day, which, to be fair, I think everybody's wedding day is stressful and you feel anxious and has nothing to do with getting married, or I'm sorry, has everything to do with getting married, has nothing to do with having anxiety. But I hired someone the day of my wedding. I hired a day of coordinator for the sole purpose of making sure everything was taken care of so that I knew I wouldn't have to worry about it. Which, to be a bride, I feel like that's fairly normal, but it was just because I knew I would just stress about the littlest, tiniest thing, and so I just thought I'll pay someone to worry about it for me. If I do say so myself, I think I was a very calm bride on my wedding day. I feel like my bridesmaids would agree with me. I don't know what it was. Did you just snicker? Oh, I thought you snickered at me. I don't know what it was, but for some reason I was just very calm. Whether you have anxiety or not, I recommend everybody getting a day off coordinator because they will handle even the tiniest of things, but that definitely cost me thousands of dollars just to have someone to stress about things for me. I don't think I'm so special with that one though. A super recent example. Yesterday, Sean and I were going to go to a Tigers game, or rather we went to a Tigers game, and he had the car, and so he was already downtown. And I asked him, okay, so how am I going to get to the game? Knowing full well how I was going to get to the game, but I asked him, how am I going to get to the game? And he said, well, I can come pick you up after work, or you could always take an Uber, LOL. And the reason he LOL'd is because he knew there was not a chance in hell I would take an Uber. By myself, with a friend, wasn't gonna do it. I will take an Uber or a Lyft if absolutely necessary. I actually just got back from Boston and we had to take a Lyft and Uber a couple of times, and I like died on the inside every time we had to take one. I don't know why, but it just, and it has nothing to do with even like being murdered. I mean, like, that's a little bit of an element, and no offense if you're an Uber or Lyft driver, because to be fair, the reason I wouldn't be an Uber or Lyft driver is because I wouldn't want to get murdered, so it goes both ways. But I don't like being around strangers, I think is what it is, because it's just like, actually I can get to that in a moment. It's the small talk though. Rather than just take a $10, $15 Lyft downtown, I inconvenienced Sean. He had to drive home, pick me up, we went back, and of course that also cost mileage because we have a lease as well as gas, so thanks anxiety. One of the biggest ways that my anxiety costs me a significant amount of money is when I'm traveling. You take a flight, you can bring a carry-on, you can also check a bag. Well, typically anytime I've gone on a vacation and I've flown, I am not going for long enough that I would need anything larger than a carry-on. However, I will pay $25, $35, $50, and I will check my carry-on, because the fear I have that I'm gonna get on the plane and there's gonna be no overhead space, or I'm gonna try to like lift my suitcase above my head and my arms are gonna tremble because I'm so weak, and it's gonna fall on me, or worse, fall on the stranger who I'm trying to lift it above. And that too, like, someone's always trying to talk to me whilst trying to lift a bag over my head, like, oh, you got it? Like, do I look like I got it? And I've had to have people like jump in before and like help push it up. It's not even, I don't even think it's because I have no upper body strength. I think it's just like I'm paralyzed with fear. So I will pay, I have paid to check my luggage, and Sean knows full well that I will pay to check our luggage to avoid having to pick my suitcase up over my head. Or if we get onto a plane, like when we went to Boston this weekend, I turn around and like, you're right behind me, right, Sean? So you're gonna help me push my bag above my head? And I didn't need help, did it by myself. But also, on that note, I will pay extra money to move seats so that I'm sitting next to Sean, which again, I don't feel like is that weird. I feel like a lot of people don't like to travel and not sit near the person or a person that they know, but I will willy-nilly take my money, pay any amount of money to not be sitting by myself. Has nothing to do with the plane plummeting to the ground. It has everything to do with the fact that I don't want to sit next to a stranger because heaven forbid they ask me how I'm doing. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to strangers. Also, I like to get to the airport like 3 hours early. Like if I could convince Sean to take me to the airport 3 hours before our flight, that's bliss for me. I don't care how long I have to sit in the terminal. I don't care if I have to spend money on magazines, on drinks, on food, on movies. I will do it because I don't want to be late, because I'm just so paranoid that like, what if my flight changes and takes off earlier? Why would that happen? I don't know. What if security is freakishly long? That's the way my anxiety inconveniences people, is I need to get to the airport. Like 2 hours early is pushing it in my stress bubble. But back to this small talk thing. I hate small talk. And again, not for the obvious reason of who wants to talk about the weather with someone. I'm actually that person. I will talk to someone about the weather for years. It's my safe place. I feel good. But I hate making small talk with people. It stresses me out, and I feel like they're super aware of how stressed out I am. And then I'll say things like, so this meme on Facebook where it was like, it was one of the Kermit the Frog things, like me and inner me, and it's like, don't be weird, inner me. Share fun facts about Jeffrey Dahmer. That's who I am. I will share random facts about Jeffrey Dahmer with you because I'm so uncomfortable. And two, I'm also like really comfortable. Like I filmed this video with my niece a few weeks ago actually, and she was asking me questions, I was asking her questions. One of the questions she asked me is, when was the last time you were embarrassed? Literally the last time I can think of was first grade, when I spilled milk all over myself because it was spoiled. She kind of chuckled, and I told her, I was like, I don't get embarrassed really easily, and usually if something embarrassing happens, it's more so funny that I have to share it with people because it's just like that good that like I can't keep that embarrassment to myself. So it's really complicated because I don't like small talk because it makes me really nervous and anxious and uncomfortable, but at the same time, I don't get embarrassed because I'm just comfortable with who I am and I'm confident with who I am, and so I don't feel like I would sit there and gladly tell you facts about Jeffrey Dahmer, and I wouldn't feel uncomfortable with who I am and doing it, but it's like I'm aware that you're uncomfortable with my fun facts about Jeffrey Dahmer, and so it makes me uncomfortable in turn. You know what I mean? I think it's because I'm empathetic and I just like feed off of how someone reacts, and so it just like eats me up a little bit. And so I will do anything to avoid small talk. Actually, I feel like that's a breakthrough. That's what it is. It's small talk. Because if I think about it, when I go to the grocery store, I hate standing at the checkout line because they always want to ask me about my day. Those monsters. Like when I go out to eat and the waitress makes small talk. Ugh. And like, again, it has nothing, like no offense if you're a waitress, it's me. I'm the problem. But I hate that. I hate small talk because it just makes me nervous. It makes me overthink everything, and then I feel just aware of everything that's being said, and like every look and every talking about it stresses me out too. So yeah, I guess today the person we're dealing with is anxious Libby. I don't know if you've picked up on this, if you watched enough of my videos, or maybe you just know me well enough in real life, where when I'm really depressed, I'm very like quieter. I think I talk the same amount with my hands. I think I always am just very like conducting an orchestra, but I feel like when I'm depressed, I'm just quieter and I'm just more subdued, and I'm very like, I speak slower. Whereas when I'm anxious, I talk really fast. I'm very like all over the place. I'm like really, well, all over the place, both physically with my hands and with my thoughts. You know, I feel like a way that people always recommend you cope with anxiety or depression, or really a lot of things, is keeping a journal. My therapist has asked me if I've kept a journal, and I don't. I'll tell you why in a later video. For the record, I do always keep in mind when I say I'll do this on a later video, I am always very aware of what I say, and I have like the plans in my head. It's just a matter of executing them. Sitting down and vlogging and talking to a camera is very calming, and it's something about, I know that someone's gonna see this. I know that someone's gonna hear what I have to say, but I'm still sitting in a room by myself or with Sean or with the dogs or whatever, and so I'm still alone. It's as if when you're driving down the street and you're having that conversation in your head, or if you're like me, out loud in the car. But imagine someone being able to actually hear those thoughts uninterrupted, slightly edited, to be able to share those thoughts, but not so personal, you know, almost like second person. It's very liberating. It's really nice to be able to share the things that I think and feel with a wall between you and me. It's just the way I like it. I'm actually gonna wrap this video up. Can you believe it? Like, look at the timestamp right now and see how short this video is. How excited are you? You're probably so excited. You don't need to nod, okay? If you're nodding at home, Sean's nodding with you. So, I'm gonna wrap it up. Don't fuck yourself. He's over here going, hope you're having a good week, good month. I say good day, good night first. Thank you very much. It's just because I want to make sure I have it covered, because what if you're watching this at night? I hope that you just have a great day. I hope you're having a great day. I hope you're having a great week. I hope something exciting is coming up for you, something for you to look forward to. Yeah, I hope you have a reason to smile. Until next time, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment, and please share your stories with me about how crazy you are so that we can just be in it together. Until next time, have a great day.